What's going on, Creek fam? Today I just wanted to talk about my K10 build, my Trailfinder 2. I love this truck. Really, really sweet. I was looking for one for a while, and I happened to come across one on eBay. Got one 500 bucks shipped, and this was at a time where they were sold out everywhere. Like these things were super hard to find. But 500 bucks, I was like, all right, let's do it. $60, 70 bucks off. And it was in mint condition. Literally, the guy never took it out, didn't play with it at all. It had no scratches when I got it, all that. But now I have a few, but I'm not worried about it. I got no shelf queens in my garage, that's for sure. But yeah, I just want to talk about the build on it. We'll see what we got going on. So obviously stock bumper we got here. I did take out the engine bay. I'm not a fan of the engine. I just feel like it's just so pointless to me. I just don't need it at all. So I'd rather hook up a on and off switch right here after you pop the hood. I do need to adjust these latches. If I can't adjust them, I might need some new latches because it's just so like loose and wonky. And that was only after a few runs on the truck. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this thing was brand new, because it was like absolutely mint condition. The guy even still had the paperwork box, all that. It was pretty much brand new. I think he just put it on his shelf. But yeah, after a few uses that came out, and then when I go underwater, all the water comes up and it just opens up the hood pretty quickly. But I'll have to figure all that out. But factory light kit in there. Mirrors are still on, and actually I went, and when I did a Pisgah video, I went underwater and then like the window came out. But I'm totally cool with that. I actually wanted the window to come off. I want both the windows off. I just didn't feel like taking it off, but it ended up coming out over here. I'll have to take the other one off here shortly. I don't really run the posts back here. I feel like the sides, I got grub screws in there, and I feel like they holds on a good amount, so I don't really need them. No bumper in the rear. I feel like you get way better angle climbing things. I don't like that bumper at all. It was when I did the video in William B, it just kept hitting everything. So that's pretty much it on the body. I've got to put another bumper on it here shortly. I've got a few options here. I got the 3 Trailfinder 2 bumper brackets. I'm gonna see which one, and I'll update you. I'll let you know there. Oh yeah, I painted the front grille, the extra grille that it comes with. Painted that. Rims and tires. We got some wheels off of Amazon. I'm digging the color mat. I like the gold and the black. Looks so good to me. I absolutely love that. But it took me forever to find a nice set of wheels that didn't like break the bank. And I've got some Endura brass wheel hub extenders in there. So far, I'm not the biggest fan of those wheel hub extenders. I definitely want to test it out a little bit more to see how it does. But when I go into the trail, it seemed to loosen up those hubs there, and that's not cool. So I've tightened them down real good, and I haven't had an issue just yet. But I'm gonna see if that problem persists, and if so, I might have to try to think of something different here. But yeah, and then so I got some Goodyear. I believe these are just what are these called? I can't remember. Goodyear Wrangler mud terrains. Yeah. When I was in Pisgah, they seem to do pretty good. I do have to take these out a lot more. I want to definitely do a lot more tests with them and see how they do. But that's it on the exterior wise. Pop the body off here. And by the way, it is a pain in the butt on these Trailfinders. But here we go. Okay, obviously I got a 2300 Hobby Wing Fusion Pro in there. I definitely wanted this motor. I want to try it out. This is my first Fusion Pro. It seems more accessible and more like easier to work on if something goes wrong, because you've got these screws in the bottom of the can here, and you should be able to pop it out, and you got this piece out here. It just seems like there's more pieces and parts, where the SE, the Fusion SE, it is a throwaway motor. Once that thing goes out, you're done, because it has a bunch of sealant inside that you cannot get out. And if you do end up getting out, you probably end up breaking it. So I'm just gonna try to stay away from the SE motors and then just stick with these right here, these Pros, if I need to switch up motors. But that's that. I'm running the stock servo, the twister in there. We're gonna run that till it breaks. Actually, I have another servo I'm gonna put in there later on, I think. Yeah, I'll do that probably shortly. And stock transmission, everything is all waterproofed. So I've got the axles, the transmission, transfer case. I took them all apart, put marine grease in there, and then so I was looking for, like, I don't know if you can tell, I forgot to mention. So the body. I'm just gonna, oops, sorry. I'm just gonna slap the body on real quick to see if we can tell. Probably not. All right, yeah, I guess a little bit, but I wanted that slight lean to it. I really like a little bit of a lean. I would never do it on my real truck, but I just think in an RC it looks pretty sweet. But yeah, when I don't have a real truck, these are all the trucks I've got right now. But yeah, I like the look of the lean. So I was going for a little bit of a lean. So what I did, let's see if we can get a little angle of this here. So I've got a bunch of blocks. See if it'll focus there. Bunch of blocks in there. About two main blocks, and then like one angled one. And all I did was I ordered a lift kit for one axle, and then I just like sandwiched the rest together back here. Like, it looks like one block, but it's just like two angled ones sandwiched together. I guess you could like a pie, like the pie block. That's best way I can describe it. And then took out the leaf spring in the rear, one of the leaf springs here in the rear. Haven't ran the truck yet with this. I'm gonna wait to see. Next time I drive something, I'm gonna drive this and test all that out. Make sure it's good, but so far it seems solid. And I got 80s in the rear, 90s up front on the suspension to give me a little bit of that angle. I was thinking in my head. I just ordered it on the whim just to see, and it ended up working out. Other than the shock tower or the shock hoops, I had to order these. Like, they were like $11 on Amazon or eBay. I like those. You really needed those for it to work out. I do have to put the fenders on. I'm gonna put those on. Maybe do a little cutout soon. And then I got this going on. I'm gonna have to figure something out here. So it just looks a little ratchet, I guess you could say. So I'll have to get some black washers and stuff. This is what I had laying around. And if you ever need like bolts or whatever, definitely Ace Hardware. That is the place to go. I ended up getting this screw right here at Ace Hardware and a couple of like spacers in the back. Oh, you can't really see that, yeah. Let's see here. Some of those like brass screws or nuts in the back there at Ace Hardware. Let's see here. The receiver running the radio link. I got the 7-channel radio link hooked up to my controller. That is waterproofed as well. They say it comes waterproof right off the bat, but that is not the case with a lot of these things. So I took it apart, of course, and sprayed that there with some silicone. If you do end up lifting it, I feel like you're gonna need some drive shafts. So I measured it and got the correct length here. I can't remember the length off the top of my head, but these are Endura stainless steel, so they're not gonna rust underwater. So that's definitely a good thing, because I just take my stuff in the water. And oh yeah, I forgot, I have the skid plate here. So, or the transfer case mount. So if you get this mount, this is like the lower one from Rc4wd Drive. Just know that it is plastic, and you will also have to buy the carrier bearing right there. If I would have known it was plastic, I wouldn't have bought that. I guess I just didn't read it fast enough or whatever, but or I just read it fast, and yeah, I would have bought the dang it, I forgot the name. I'll have to find it and put it in the down in the description. But there's like, I think it's like S&M Garage or something, makes this sweet like skid plate here. You need a longer drive shaft, and I ended up buying a longer drive shaft. So I wish I would have got that instead of that there. And then I'm also going to get from the same company, they make the shackle reversal kit. I'm going to end up getting that, put that on there to make it a little bit more scale. And I think it's going to perform a little bit better if I do that as well. So that's that. I'll just show you what battery I'm running as well. So I've been wanting these adventure packs. So I got this 4300. It seems to fit in there okay. I definitely would love to have something a little bit more low profile. These Rc4wd drive trucks are a pain to get the batteries in. I know a lot of people put like the toolbox in the bed, but I don't really feel like cutting it in right now. But I'm not really married to that idea. Things might change, but I just don't want a toolbox in the bed of the truck right now. Other than that, though, I think that's pretty much about it on the truck as far as the build goes. Oh, I wanted to talk about the rear suspension. So when I was doing this, it comes stock right on the side, the suspension, but I didn't get the angle I wanted either. So I put it here, and I got a little bit more squat to it. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the lean might have it perform a little bit better in my head, but it just seems like it does a lot better, you know, with the lean. But that could just be me. I don't know. It could just look so badass it does good. But yeah, I just put them there. They ended up working out on this truck here, and it doesn't touch the it doesn't really touch the spring, and that feels good. I just need to break these shocks in. And oh yeah, these are Rancho. Yeah, these are the Rancho Rc4wd drive Rancho shocks on there. But yeah, I do have to do a few things. Like I said, I got the bumper bracket. I'm going to put a bumper on it shortly, and go from there. And I got maybe a few odds and ends here and there. But that's my Rc4wd drive. This is my first truck. It does take like a little bit. First Rc4wd drive, that is. I've had the TRX4 for years. That was, or actually the Axial SEX 10.3 was my first truck, but this is my first like scale RC, you know, 4-wheel drive rock crawler, and it's definitely something to get used to for sure. And I had a few little issues here and there. It just seems like a lot more finicky. You just got to definitely carry a toolkit every time you go out and play with this one, whereas my Axial or Traxxas, I just feel like you can just run the hell out of that. But this one seems just like a little bit more fragile. Like I broke so many things. I felt like when I was in Pisgah, like the shock came undone here, and I lost my window, and the hood kept opening up. It just seemed so ridiculous. But I'm dialing it in slowly here and there, and going from there. It is so fun to drive, though. This thing is awesome to drive. For sure. If you're ever thinking about getting one, I would definitely recommend getting one. Maybe try to find one on Facebook, and yeah, or eBay. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for watching. I just wanted to kind of go over my build a little bit, share some things. Just let me know if you have any questions on anything, and we'll go from there. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'll see y'all in the creek. Peace.